Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. After another bit of a break, I am back filming videos. I am excited. Last week my mom was here and I didn't want to take time away from being together to film videos. So I'm back today, the day she left actually, to film an update for my project pans, the two projects that I'm doing this year. It's been a minute. I think the last time was the end of March probably that I filmed an update, so we're talking about 6 months of use. And to remind you a little bit of what projects I'm doing, I am again this year doing the hashtag teamprojectpan that was created by Kat and Haley here on YouTube, and that is a full face and body and hair full beauty routine rolling project pan. So when you finish one item, you put on you start on another one, and I only do that on items that are pretty like standard in my routine. So no blushes, eyeshadows, lipsticks, no items that are colorful and that I will change depending on my outfits or things like that. So that is one. And the other one I'm doing is I'm joining Laura and Simona from on Instagram and doing the hashtag 22 meno, 22 less. It's called in Italian, and it is divided in two different parts. One is finishing 10 products by the end of the year, and you pick those products at the beginning of the year and you try to finish them. And the other part is using 10 times 12 products. And that was a part that was actually quite easy for me. I wear quite a bit of makeup and I love wearing makeup. So using an item 10 times it's been going really well. So the way I'm doing it now is rolling through and adding more items to use 10 times. So we'll discuss that a little bit later. Let's do an update on the Team Project Pan one. So the items that are in there are actually doing quite well. I'm gonna start with my basket of empties because I showed you already in my empties, but I want to refresh. I finished one of the two primers I had in there, and that is the Herborian Bamboo Matte. I've had this since 2018, so it was about time to finish it. Very glad it's over, but it was a really good one to mix in with more medium to full coverage foundations to sheer them out. But as I am running out, or finishing, not running out, but finishing the higher coverage foundations in my collection, I'm also not mixing things in with them anymore. So I'm glad this is finished. It did a good job at mattifying, and yeah, it's a good mattifying cream. I wouldn't use it as a moisturizer because there's no SPF, but to mix in or to use as a primer, this worked well. I finished the brow pencil that I started this year. This is the NYX Micro Brow in the shade, I think I'm a shade Espresso. Where would that be written? Yes, Espresso. This is something I brought back from America, and I came back from America at the end of 2017. But I had bought quite a few of these because we didn't get NYX easily here at the time. And I loved it. It's a very quick eyebrow situation, just fill them in, and the color is really good for me. So yeah, I finished it. I'm not gonna repurchase for now because I don't use brow pencils anymore, but it was an easy one to finish. It lasted me about 6 months. So I started it at the beginning of February and I finished it at the end of August. So it was, yeah, about 6 months of use. That is great, especially for the value that you get. Another brow product I finished is the ABH Clear Brow Gel. This is a mini, or the travel size version. Great brow gel, love it. I have a ton of them to go through, and I bought more because I'm like that. So I'm not gonna repurchase for now, but it's a staple, and a small size actually lasts a very long time. Now, I didn't write down when I opened it, but it was already in use at the beginning of the year, and I finished it about midway August. So it lasts a long time for what you're paying for. Another empty is this mini Urban Decay eyeshadow primer. I've enjoyed this, and I would reconsider purchasing a full size, but I am currently using the Fenty eye primer, and I'm about here since I've started it. So this is gonna last me quite some time, and I have pledged not to buy eyeshadow primers anymore until I am almost through the ones I have. So that's gonna take me all year. We're almost 3/4 through the year. That's gonna take me a long time to go through. So no repurchasing of those. Then the rest of the empties are hair and one body. I finished my Touche Moisture hair products. Wow. One is the coconut oil leave-in treatment. It was a nice, very lightweight leave-in conditioner. So I enjoyed using it. It's not something I put in my routine very often, to be honest, because I'm really lazy with my hair. I mean, I shampooed it and had a mask before that, and this is it because time. And the other one is the Coconut and Hibiscus Frizz-Free Curl Mousse by Shea Moisture, and this was okay. It didn't give me enough hold for the curls I want. Another empty that was in my project pan is this Matcha Magic hair treatment from Pomelo & Co. I mentioned this in my empties. I wouldn't go and repurchase anything from this brand. It was okay, but it was not really that great. This one is a oil-based, let's say, hair mask that you do before your shampoo. It was nice. I don't know. I didn't see particularly great results with it, but I liked being able to do it before my shampoo so that I would then go to the pool with my daughter and not have to bring more than just a shampoo to wash it out. So that worked well for me. And the final item that I finished in the project pan is this vitamin E oil that I've been using on my belly because it's stretching. I can tell you it does not prevent stretch marks because I'm getting them now. Then again, I'm also 27 weeks pregnant with twins, and stretch marks are inevitable at this point. I am as big probably as I was 30 something weeks with my singleton, so it's inevitable. I'm gonna have stretch marks, but I keep like pampering my belly with oil. I have another one in use right now. So those were the items that I finished. The rest of the items I did not finish. But let's start with this Burberry Glow Primer. It's called the Fresh Glow Nude Radiance. And I actually did quite a bit of damage last time we were there, and now we are down here with use. And I am, however, calling it quits in the sense that, as I said, I don't really mix things into my foundations anymore, and that is what I was doing with this one, or applying a primer, a dewy primer underneath, or a glowy primer underneath. It's just not something I do. So I'm just done with trying. I used it, like it was that full, so I used a lot of it. I think I got my use out of it. This was a gift, and I'm very happy it graced my makeup table. But it's also not something I would have bought myself to start with. My foundation, I am not done yet with my Dior Backstage foundation. I really, really want to finish it this year because, again, this one I bought in October 2018, so it's 4 years old now, and I am down to here. I'm not using a lot of it because I don't wear a lot of foundation in summer, almost nothing. Today also I just have a tinted moisturizer with the rest of my makeup on. So I'm really trying, and I'm gonna go on until the end of the year. What I've been a little bit going in between is this one and the Fenty Ease Drops because I really like them. And yeah, at some point I think at the end of the year I'll just toss this one and call it a day. Also, the end of the year this year might come very soon for me because once I have 2 tiny babies, I don't think I'm gonna have time to do my makeup for a little while, and they're supposed to be coming in November somewhere, and that means November and December will probably have very minimal makeup involved. So I'm gonna keep using it while I can. and taking every opportunity to do my makeup and use my makeup because I'm on maternity leave now, so I'm also not going to work. But today I went to the hospital and I thought, let me put a face of makeup on. Should have done it with foundations, but I didn't feel like doing that at all. Next up is my concealer, and I have no idea where I am on this tube. It's a bit sad. This is the Clio Oh My Love concealer in the shade number 6, and I went from last check-in was 27.6 grams and now it's 26.2 grams. So I used a good 1.5 almost grams of product, 1.4 grams of product. And this I just use a little bit under my eyes, around my nose. It works well. It's not super hydrating, so if you have dry under eyes, I wouldn't recommend it. But it also doesn't, it's not particularly drying, or it has a nice medium coverage, and I don't need much more than that. So I've been enjoying using it. I have other concealers that I bought, and like the Nabla Regeneration one that I would like to use more, but I'm really trying to go through that one because that's the one I bought first. Not so long ago though, so that is something. The powder in my project pan is the Nabla Close-Up Smoothing Pressed Powder in Light. Ooh. And I've done quite a bit of progress on it. You can see here my pan is quite, like, it's growing for sure. And the weight though went from 57 grams to 55.5. So I used 1.5 grams of this, but there's 11.5 here. It will never finish. And I have like the Charlotte Tilbury one that I would like to use more, but I really want to finish this one. But I also want to use the other one. That's why we're doing Project Pan, to focus on the good things that need to be finished. The last item in my project pan that I have is the Isle of Paradise self-tanning drops, and I've been trying to finish them because you can see they've turned a little bit green inside, and usually the liquid is clear, or at most the color of the bottle, but it's clear usually. So these have been open for a while and I really need to use them. I used usually 1 or 2 drops on my face, and the way I've been managing to use more of it is to mix it in with my moisturizer and do it use this as a self tanner for my body. And I really hope to finish it by the end of the year by doing that. In summer I don't really self tan a lot because I am out and about, and I don't know, I get a natural color from it, but I already noticed now I already started self-tanning again, so I'm hoping that I'll have more progress. So you can see the line where I was last time, and this is the line where I am now. Hopefully I'll be able to finish it by the end of the year. And weight-wise, we went from about 80 grams to 71. So I've used quite a bit of it. Now, that was the Team Project Pan. Usually you would do a quarterly refresh to put things in that you want to finish, but I must say that I'm actually quite happy with the status of my collection. Like, it's things that I use in this part of my routine, so foundations, concealers, powders. I'm being quite good at not buying, and in general I've been quite good at not buying because I was sick of pregnancy or just very tired from working and being pregnant and having a toddler. So I haven't really bought a lot of makeup up to probably this month. But you've seen in the last haul, it was actually mainly skincare. This month it's a different story, and we'll talk about it once all the items I ordered come in. But exciting new makeup. Now let's go to the 22 less part of the project. Or the first part of that project. So I had 10 items that I wanted to finish. I have finished 8 because some of them were overlapping with the other project. So for example, I finished my double wear foundation some time ago. The Herborian Bamboo Matte primer that I talked about, that was in there. I had a ColourPop brow pen that I actually decluttered because I couldn't use. The Glam Shop brow pencil I finished. The ABH brow gel. The Living Proof Perfect Hair Day, and a hand cream and a heel cream I finished. So that went well. What I'm left with for this project are the Isle of Paradise drops, so that's gonna be a focus point, and the Burberry primer. So I'm gonna call this quits, as I said, and stripe it out. So then I finished 9 out of 10 of my products for that part of the project. On track for the end of the year, I would say. I think I can finish the Isle of Paradise things if I put some effort into keeping up with my self-tan, even if I'm not really leaving the house much. The other part of my project, I'm gonna hold up my notebook because I've been tracking it in my bullet journal. And this is a bit how it started. So I did 10 items that I would use 10 times, and I would stripe them out when they were done. There's a little check mark next to the items that I used 10 times. There's an X next to the items that I decided to declutter during this project. And this is one of the things I like the most about this project, is that actually it really made me use more of my collection and therefore find out items that were not either good for me or that I was really struggling to use even when it wasn't a focus project. So I decluttered them. And that was the case, for example, for my Petrowhat Nocturnal Nirvana and for my Huda Beauty Neon palette, for example. Once I would finish these 10, I would copy the number down here and continue with a new item for that number and continue using it 10 times. I wrote down the dates that I finished using them 10 times, and I kept going. You see here, this is the Huda palette that I only used 3 times. This is the Pat McGrath I only used twice. I kept going and we're by now up here. So these ones I finished, and now I am left with a few items that I'm trying to use 10 times. One of them is the Colourpop Going Coconuts palette, and I kind of deconstructed it so it is in this form inside my Raw Beauty Crispy palette. What I did is I took out some shades of the At First Sight palette, and I put in Going Coconuts shades. So this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one are part of that palette. I think that's it. So I'm counting when I use this palette, I'm counting that as, or when I use these shades, I'm counting it as part of that. So that is going, and I have right now 7 uses out of it. I have been using the Jouer Blush Duo in Cheeky Summer, because I wanted to see if I wanted to keep it or get rid of it. But this is a beautiful shimmery powder formula, and to be honest, I'm very happy to keep it. And I have now 8 uses in this one. And I had in this project also the bronzer, but the bronzer I decided to declutter, so that one went already. After 4 uses, actually, I decided I was done with it. Let's put it that way. Then what I have now in use is also the Nabla Skin Glazing Blush in Lola. I've used it only, I think 3 times, not 2, because I used it this week already. And it's a beautiful coral blush, but I find it hard to use it. It's just not my favorite color. I love the formula of these, so I actually already wrote next to it that I'm gonna declutter it. I'm gonna see if I can get a little bit of use more at the end of the summer, but as you can see, I'm already in full fall mode. It's 15 degrees outside and cloudy, and it rained yesterday all day, so I don't think there's gonna be much summer makeup to be done. I have in this part of the project also my Lethal Cosmetics eyeshadows, and I have, let's say, very loosely just written them all to use 10 times. And I have some palettes like this more neutral one. I have my coral and yellow palette here to use. I have my greens palette to use, and I think here's my purples. Yeah, woo. Here's my purples to use. I also have a blue palette, but I don't really count that there because it's not really wearable for me. It could be that if I ever get to decluttering my singles collection again before the babies come, then I might be rid of some of these, because yeah, I just don't wear blue eyeshadow anymore. It's just not in my, I also don't do a lot of creative looks anymore. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna slowly let go of the more colorful makeup that I have, and that's perfectly fine. One thing that I pulled out recently to use is my Daniel Sandler watercolor blush. I used it so little, and I was like, okay, let me try it on a few times and then decide whether I'm keeping it or not. And I used it once so far, and I love the effect so much that I'm just gonna keep it in this project, use it 10 times, be happy with it. I have added in here my Metropolis palette, and I have 3 uses already out of it. I think this is just in the last 10 days or so. I just love this color story, especially for this time of the year. And it's what I'm wearing today with a Glam Shop shimmer on, or with Glam Shop shimmers, but the mattes are from here. And I really enjoy it, and I just need to put an effort into putting it in there. One item that I have tried to use, or that I have used 10 times, but I decided to declutter after it, is, after many years, the Pixi Glowy Gossamer Duos. In the project I had this one, which is Subtle Sunrise, and as much as I still love the formula of this highlighter, I just don't wear that much highlighter, and I decided to declutter both of these after so long. These were gifted to me by the brand, and I use them to death, and the formula is amazing, and I really, really love them. But I decided to declutter them. Yeah, I think that will show up in a declutter soon when I go through my cheek products declutter that I still didn't dare to do because, or face and cheek products, because I have so many and I really want to first use them consistently. So that's why also many of them have actually gone through my Project 10 uses, because it's a really great way to refresh your feelings with your makeup. I have 3 open slots now for this project that I need to pick items to put in here. But as you've seen, it's mainly eyeshadows, blushes. I had the Gucci bronzer in there. Maybe I can put a new bronzer, another bronzer in here that I can use. The Milk Makeup one already had its run because I want to use it more, because I'm afraid it's gonna go bad. Maybe I'll do the Glowish bronzer. Let's do the Glowish bronzer in here. And I'm also trying out a new bronzer to me, so that's why I don't want to put too much of these things. I wanted to put in here actually the Made by Mitchell liquid blusher in Mango Daiquiri. It's this guy right here. It looks so bright orange on here, but it looks really, really good on the cheeks. So I'm gonna put that one in. And then for a highlighter, I'm gonna throw in my Hollywood Flawless Filter by Charlotte Tilbury. I have the shade 2.5, and I recently finished a sample pot actually that a friend of mine sent me of the shade 2, and that was part of my I just want less stuff on my desk, so let me finish sample sizes. So I'm gonna use that one 10 times. And that brings me to, again, the right amount of items for this project to use 10 times, and I'm just gonna continue this way. As I said, I really enjoy the variety that it brings to my to my makeup days, let's say, and the fact that it's 10 times, switch it up, 10 times, switch it up. So it can take longer or shorter than a month or 3 months, and I enjoy this refresh a lot. So, long video again, but I hope you enjoyed this update. I'm curious to hear how your guys' project plans have gone during the summer break, for example. I find myself using so little makeup in the summer, or a very lightweight makeup, that I don't really finish things a lot. But I'm now hoping to just get back into the swing of things for the next 1 to 2 months that I have of the babies being in the belly. We saw them today. Again, there was an echo check. I do these every 2 weeks to check the growth, and they're like almost 1.1 kilos each, which is the right size for one baby in a belly at 27 weeks, and there's 2 of them. So it will be curious. I guess we're at the end of the video, so I can show you the belly, and thank you for hanging out with me. I will see you in my next video. Bye guys. 27 weeks with twins. So it is.